Okay.
Hello, everybody.
What's up? What's up? What's up? I honestly took that from another person, but I'm not trying to steal it. I just like it.
Um,
I just say it a lot.
Today I'm filming on my laptop camera because for some reason, anytime I film on the camera I bought for the podcast specifically, it's ugly and I look pixelated as a motherfucker. So
You look good right now.
I know, right? Like, why is the camera on my computer so good? And why is the camera I bought so bad?
I feel like if I were to take mine off too, it probably would look good too. So, I mean, it was a
We
good
shouldn't even, we
investment. I
didn't
think
even
you
need.
keep it.
Well, yeah,
You can still
same.
use
I'm
it for
still
other
gonna use it
things.
for exactly.
Do I sound okay? Do I sound loud enough?
Yeah, you sound good. What about
Do I
me?
sound? You sound good. Do I sound echoey?
No, you don't at all.
Do you hear my fan?
Do you hear the chickens? Let me
I
close
do
the door.
actually. I didn't even notice it. I was so used to it.
For real. Living in Hawaii, probs.
Yeah, we have a lot of chickens.
Everyone, peep this shirt. It's our class shirt from our senior year, and it says "Good Vibes" with the 16 as the I and the B.
You know,
That's creative as
he
fuck.
was like, "Look at the shirt I'm wearing," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's cute!" And then I go, "That looks like our class shirt," and he's like, "It is."
It is.
It like fucking passed me by the fact that like you were saying that because it was our class shirt.
Literally. But can you believe 2016 is almost 10 years ago?
It's 7 now, yeah. So
In 3 years, it'll be 10 years. Like,
yeah, I was just talking to my coworkers about that, and I was like, if I'm still built big by our 10 years, I'm not going to the reunion.
stop. Literally
I'm
saying,
not
if I don't have
going.
a six pack of abs, I'm not going because then what's the point? Like, hello?
Let me just not RSVP right away. I'm not
Yeah.
going.
I don't think I'm gonna go no matter what, actually.
I
Do you
would
think you're
like
gonna
to,
go?
maybe just to see. We should just go together. We'll just see, like
I guess, yeah. We'll pull up in in the
in a
Lamborghini.
limo
Yeah,
with like
a
all dressed
rental.
up, like the scene from 21 Jump Street when they're exiting the
Yeah.
limo with the doves.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. I think I only watched it once when I was like in high school.
I'm Jonah Hill and you're Channing Tatum.
Aw. Sometimes the roles are reversed, actually, but so true. We fit that
Yeah.
dynamic perfectly. What are you drinking today?
Today I am drinking. I have a latte, so there's espresso. I'm drinking an iced latte from Dunkin'. It has 4 blueberry shots and 3
Bitch.
Splendas with almond milk. It's so good.
I had
They
never
forgot
had
a
a blueberry
straw though.
syrup. But at least you got metal straws.
Hmm.
Work. I'm drinking a iced mocha with vanilla syrup because and they ran out of flat lids, so I got a dome lid. Happens to the best of us.
It does, yeah.
Anyways, today's episode will be our last. No, but
Bry.
I have no. Oh no, this is from last week's getting roasted at the dentist, and then hygiene. Why did I write down hygiene as a topic to talk about on here? I don't know, but I don't know about you, but I feel like because I shower so good, I don't really ever put on deodorant unless I'm gonna be at work for like an 8-hour day. And that's the only time I'll put on deodorant because after a long day, and if I didn't do anything, I'll take a little sniff, and it honestly smells like fine. Like there's like not even a BO scent. It just smells like armpit.
For real.
Yeah, not dirty.
Can't relate. No, yeah.
But like
So
I
like you
don't really like using deodorant either. That I
yeah.
feel like I'm sounding like a total dirty fucking musky menace to society, but I'm not. I
No.
swear I don't smell bad.
Yeah. Well, like maybe you think that, but like what if you do? I'm
I'm
just
just so
kidding.
used to my own
But like
stank.
dead ass, everybody else is like it smells like death.
No, like it does
You
not.
just don't notice it.
Me
Nah.
questioning my whole existence.
It's so funny because I feel like, we were just talking about this. Like we were saying how girlies who make their bed in the morning are like some of the most put together. What was the other one
Yeah,
you said?
If you wake
Um,
up and make your bed in the morning, you're
yeah,
calendars.
yeah.
If you
Girl
have a
used to use
calendar and you use it,
calendars.
your life
They're
is
put
on
together.
track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that, and I just feel like I don't make a habit out of doing many things. Like I don't make a habit of doing making my bed. I don't make a habit of like doing my whole skincare, although I should. I don't really have bad skin, but I definitely had moments where it just wasn't great and I didn't really take care of it. So I have quite a bit of scarring, but I don't make it a point to do like a whole routine, though I should. Just like in
Yeah.
general, many things, not necessarily my hygiene. Well, I don't floss regularly. Let me just say that. Um,
Yes.
just other things like I don't do. But there's one thing that I do religiously, and that's putting on deodorant right when I wake up. Like,
Are you for real?
yeah,
Wow.
I don't know why though. I've just always been in that habit since I was little. I guess
I feel like
I
I
don't
just
know.
got out of, like, using deodorant as much because Old Spice really ruined it for me because it would make my armpit burn sometimes,
For real.
and now I know that there's a reason, it's because their ingredients isn't, like, the best for people's skin, but also, like, when I shower, I scrub the shit out of my armpits, like, I'm scrubbing that
Ooh.
thing,
Oh,
like,
cause
BO
you
only
know
comes from, like,
that
dead
remnant
skin
feeling
cells.
under your
Mm.
armpit when you're
From the
taking a shower.
deodorant, yeah. Sometimes anytime I use deodorant, actually, I'll double wash my armpits, like, I'll go in with my hand first, and then I'll use my loofah and scrub it even more, but because, like, BO comes from, like, dead skin cells and, like, just
Wow.
leftover debris from your skin, that's where BO comes from, that's why I feel like I don't really have as bad BO because 'cause I'll usually wash the hell out of my armpit, and so when I don't use deodorant, it doesn't, like, smell rank because there's not, like, so much dead skin under there as some people have,
But you
but
know what though? I feel like I only get BO if I'm like sweating.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So if I'm not
So
doing anything, like, that day, then I just won't bother any with deodorant.
yeah.
So but I'm clean, I promise. I wash my ass, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about that. You've never showed that. You know?
And I floss regularly, actually, like, I wasn't a
I'll
big
believe it
flosser,
when I
like, I
see it.
wasn't stop. I'll believe it when I smell it. But, ever since, like, last year, I started flossing regularly just because I was never a big flosser, but now I floss every night when I brush my teeth.
I need to start making that a habit though, because honestly, like I don't really worry like cosmetically about like my teeth and stuff like that, but I
Me neither,
know
yeah.
you
The health
only
of your teeth
have
is gonna be important.
yeah, you only have like your own teeth. So, I mean, you
Mhm.
can always get like veneers or like replacements and whatever,
Yeah,
implants, I don't know, but it's so much money. I've worked in
it
like a
is.
dental office before and like just the way that they charge to do that kind of work is insane. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's gonna be your whole life savings, and then you'll have to work for us for about another 20 years, and then you'll have
Yeah.
it paid off by then. Yeah, dentist
Yeah.
work is insane.
So yeah, I definitely want to get into the habit of doing that more, but I just don't. So
Mhm.
one of those things that I just don't regularly do.
You should, because I know it took me so long to get used to it because I just hated it. It was such a task to me, but after, like, I input it into my routine and, like, it becomes a normal thing, it's so easy now, but
Yeah. I don't know how to do that stuff anymore. Like getting something into my routine, I'll try for like a couple days. Sometimes I'll do it for a week and then I'm like, today it's fine if I don't do it, and then I just never do it
Yeah.
again.
Yes, I definitely do that sometimes too. Like, when I
Yeah.
would work out, I'd, like I think I'd go, like, a whole week of, like, just consistent workout, stretches, and then, like, one day, I'll just not feel like it, and then it just derails my whole progress, and I just never get back on that
That's
track
literally
again.
me. That's me all the
Yeah.
time. I'm always trying to like work out and stuff. And then or there'll be days where like I'm eating so healthy for like the week. Then I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, today it's fine. It's okay if you eat that
Yeah.
one bad thing. But then the rest of the day I'm like, okay, I already fucked up. Might as well keep
Yeah.
going. Just eat
It's
everything
hard
that's
to have, like,
bad.
one cheat meal, like, when people are like, "Yeah, it's my cheat meal out of the week," or whatever, however long they take for it. I'm just like, "1? You're
Yeah,
only gonna
no,
have
because you know,
1
like
cheat
people are
meal?"
like, oh, it's my cheat day, but like I know it's only supposed to be like a cheat meal. You're not supposed to have a full
Yeah.
ass day of bad things. But I always do
Mhm.
that. I'm like, you know what? And then it's not in the mentality that like, oh, it's my cheat day. It's just because I'm like,
Yeah.
I already effed up today.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's more like a I give up.
yeah,
But you know what else I learned recently is that, like, when you work out, like, if you're trying to burn fat, doing low intensity cardio is how to do it. So, like, not running or jogging is like going on a treadmill or just like taking a walk. Doing a stairmaster is the best way to burn fat because like your body will use fat to like do things that are low intensity because fat is something that I guess you have a lot of. So when your
yeah,
body is like burning energy, it'll take the fat if you're doing low intensity. But if you're doing high intensity, your body needs fast energy. That's for like, I guess that'll burn faster. And when you do that, I think it burns sugar out of your body. So when you're doing high intensity cardio, like running, you're actually burning sugar and not fat. So if you want to
okay.
lose fat, which I do,
I
like you should
do.
start walking, just like
No,
going
but
for like an hour walk.
that's so funny that we're on that topic because I was just telling like my other friends and my coworkers. I bought it like I'm sure you probably saw it, but it's been like at least a year that I've had it. I bought a treadmill. Like me and my boyfriend like bought a used treadmill off Facebook Market and
Hmm.
it was like brand new though. Like the people that we got it from like literally like barely touched it. So we went and
Yes.
picked it up, we got it, and I was using it a bit. Like I'll go through periods like it ties in with like what we're talking about, like we'll do it and then we stop. um
Yeah.
I haven't gone on it in like several months, and I was just
Oh
telling
my
my coworkers,
goodness.
I just one day last week I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, like
I
oh
have
yeah, I have a
that.
treadmill. um because like the last few months since I haven't gone on it, I just pass by it like it's decoration, like it's just part of my
Yes.
living room like layout. I've been like not ignoring it like
The
purposely,
day
it's
you
just
move, you plan
yeah.
on leaving it and you're like, "Oh wait, I gotta take that with me. That's mine."
Yeah, I completely forgot that it was there for me to be able to use.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel that.
and I was the one who wanted it, but like I just haven't gotten it in that long that I'm just like, just part of like my daily what I see as I'm walking through my
Yeah.
living room.
It's just in the background.
Yeah. So now I've been like telling my boyfriend, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start using that again
Yeah.
because I don't
And
run
it's
on it. I don't.
yeah,
I need to burn
and you
fat,
don't need
but
to. Yeah.
not intentionally. I walk because I need to burn fat. That's just physically all I can do. So
It's my limit. Like, that's my
yeah.
max speed is when I walk.
Yeah, because if I run, I'm running for a minute and then I'm going back down to like speed two.
And then I'm gonna lay down.
Yeah.
I run for a minute, and then I sit down, go on my phone for an hour, and then I get back up and walk to my car and go back home.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then I see people on TikTok talking about the 12-3-30. I've tried to do it. Like, no, I'm not getting past incline 8. Like, it's so hard
What is that?
to
For
walk.
walking?
So I think,
Oh.
I forget. I think it's like you put it on, yeah. So you put it on incline 12, which is
Mhm.
so high up, by the way. Like, I just feel like I'm falling off the treadmill, basically.
Yeah.
It's so high up. So you put it on incline 12, so it goes like up, right? Like at an angle.
Mhm.
And then speed 3 for 30 minutes.
Oh.
And yeah.
No, that's really good, I feel like.
Yeah, speed 3 already is a little fast for me because I have shorter, like I'm on the shorter side. So it's
Aw,
like
yeah.
yeah, and then the incline, I'm like fucking hiking. Like it feels like I'm hiking.
Might as well just go to what is it?
I should just
Stairway to
hike.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well just hike.
Yeah. It's
I've been wanting to
insane.
do that too.
I could do it for like 5 minutes, I think, tops, but
Yeah.
I'm like, bro. Well, I know like the point of it is like everybody starts somewhere, so when they do it, it's like they kind of build their tolerance up to it. Because some
Yeah.
people don't start at the 12 incline, I think, or some people don't start at that speed. So
Mhm.
I get it, but I just can't do it. I'm just not going to do
Yeah.
it. I would like
And just,
to,
like,
but
just
yeah.
walking is good enough, but I've heard that if you do a little bit of an incline too, that just, like, will double your fat burn, percentage or whatever, but, this reminds me that we're talking about losing weight or whatever,
Mhm.
about that story I had, of this person on Grindr that I was talking to. So, I wanna say, like, maybe a month ago, we started talking, and it was very, like, casual, just like, "How are you? What are you up to? Like, what are you into?" and stuff. And we swapped pictures too, so like we knew who we were talking to. Um, Anyways, like this guy was like so cute. I thought I could already tell that he was a bit of like a douche, like a dickhead, but I was just like, he's so cute. I'm just gonna look past that. Wrong thing to do. So we were talking like very casually for like a couple weeks. And then he deleted his profile, so I was just like, oh, he's gone. Like, I don't know. I didn't really think of anything of it. Like, oh, he got a boyfriend or whatever, maybe. But then he downloaded the app again and then messaged me, and then I was just like, oh, hey, you were gone for a little bit, I guess. And he's like, yeah, I just deleted the app. And I was just like, oh yeah, that happens, me too. And then like we talked for like a day, and then he deleted his profile again, and then I was like, what the hell? And then maybe like 2 days later he comes back, and then on his profile, like he didn't message me after making another account, but then on his profile he goes, not into fatties, or like no like chubby people. And I was just like, uh, what? And I was just like,
Wait.
is this about me? Like, I was like, fuck, did he see me in like real life or something? And I was just like, what the fuck? And at first I was just like, what the hell? But then, honestly, I didn't really get offended. Mostly thought it was funny because I was just like, oh,
I mean, like, what
oh,
are the chances that it was because of you?
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know. But then like he made the same profile and like didn't message me, but then that was his new bio. And I was just like, gas. I was just like, I feel like I should be more offended, but I think this is so funny more than anything because, like, ouch. And also, you're a dick. And whatever.
I like the way that like you started that story and I was like halfway zoning out. Like I was listening, but like I was also just like staring blankly, like for the longest time. And then I
You're
realized
just like this dumb faggot on
no,
Grindr.
no, but I realized I was like, oh shit, wait, I'm on the camera. Like, you know, I completely forgot. I was
You
just
start
like,
like putting on lip gloss and like fixing your face.
no, like I was just like thinking about
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
while you're telling me the story. I'm like,
The way
oh,
you just zoned
oh,
out.
sorry.
Me.
But like,
Me as hell.
I don't think he put that because of you, but that's just what are the
I was just
odds?
like, what are the chances or whatever? But I was just like, okay, that's cool. You were nice, I guess. No. I thought we had something there, but I guess not. No, but
You don't
it's
look
it's
fat
fine.
though. Like your face doesn't look fat or anything like that.
Oh, but I'm chubby. Like I know
Not
I've never been like
visibly.
yeah, I know I've never been like the type of person who'd be like I know I've never been like I guess fat, but I've always been like chubby. So, I don't really care. I'm used to it, but I was just like, "Oh wow." So we're saying that's how it is.
But you want to talk
Yeah.
about mama?
Yeah. And the thing is, he was like 5'7", 5'6" maybe, because that's what his bio was just like. So I was just like, "Oh, I got played by a short guy. That's cool. It's nice. A guy who was shorter than me." What are you
If you're
doing down
5'6",
there?
don't talk to me. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Me, who's also dated somebody that was like 5'2".
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, dead ass. Yeah. Also, I've relapsed. That's all.
She's on that fruity tube again.
Not
Nah.
gonna elaborate, but I mean, I'm elaborating. It was
But let me
because
elaborate.
it was because it was my birthday. Like I mentioned, I had to go out and like do. Did I say this at the last visit? No, no, no. I wasn't smoking
You
yet.
you talked
Technically,
about your birthday, but you didn't
yeah.
talk about relapsing.
So yeah, I don't know. When you're just drunk and you just need that. So
Yeah.
at my birthday, I was basically just like whacking my boyfriend's mod the entire time, and then this past weekend was my boyfriend's cousin's birthdays, so they rented the same karaoke place, and I was just like, you know what, my boyfriend had to stop at the vape store anyway to buy himself one, so I was like, okay, just grab me another since we're here. And
Make it
yeah,
a
so now I'm
double.
back on it. Literally a double because I got two actually because I gave one to the birthday girl.
Best you. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
at least only one was for you, though.
Yeah. But I'm gonna try and stop after this because I feel like a violent cough in the middle of the night. Like for real. I literally feel like I can feel like my entire stomach expand when I'm coughing. Like it's intense and I'm like, yeah, I know this is bad. Like I know I need to
That's
stop.
spooky.
It
I
is. Like I
can't.
feel like I'm like I don't know how to explain it. It's like
Yeah.
such a I don't know if it's because I'm also like laying flat though on my back when I'm coughing. I think the fan is what brings it on because I have like a fan, like my overhead fan
Mm,
spinning and like my mouth gets dry and then I start coughing. Yeah.
girl. I feel like something like that would like trigger my health anxiety and then I would just quit doing it at like period. Because I feel like that's what,
That's why I do stop though because I'm like, oh, this cough is ugly. I know it's bad, you
yeah.
know. Um, but then I'll start again. It's just like it's hard.
Mm,
Like I do need to stop though, but it's so hard, especially when I get to work. I did quit for like a solid like week and a half. This one time, like I didn't ask anybody to smoke like, a cigarette. You know, I
yeah.
didn't borrow anybody's vape. But now it's just so easily accessible to me because my coworkers smoke, and then I have this other coworker he vape. So sometimes like I don't have mine, and I'm like I like try or like I have mine and then he does it and he wants to use mine, you know. So it's
Mm,
like it's hard. It's
yeah.
too easily accessible for me at this point. But it was easier when like a lot of people didn't and then I just had nothing.
It's such a like a culture thing too and like a social thing, smoking. And I feel like we all learned this from that one episode of Friends when I think Rachel pretended to smoke just to hang out with her boss and get closer and like
Oh
feel
yeah, the
included and
girls.
whatever. Yeah. I feel like that's like actually relevant into like like real life because people will just even if you don't even intend to smoke, like just going and hanging out with someone who's smoking, and then if they offer you
Yeah.
it, and if you already have smoked before, you're just like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean,
Like when I
I can
first started
hang.
my job, this one that I'm at currently. Why do I hear a loud ass truck outside? Anyways,
I could
when
hear
I
it
first
actually.
you could, yeah, it's so
Yeah,
loud. When I first started this job, I would go and smoke with like my manager, and then that's how I would meet all the people from like other departments. So it's like,
yeah.
yeah, it is definitely like a social thing, and that's another reason too that I like doing it because that I'll go down and like I get to interact with other people. So it's like it's not a good thing, but I don't really go down to the smoke tent anymore, especially since my manager said we can smoke at our desk as long as everybody else is okay with it. Like,
Oh my god. Well, I
so
feel like
I'm
it's just vapes. It's not like cigarette smoke, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like they don't spark up a stove at their desk, but they'll like if you
This
vape
isn't
it,
the 80s.
yeah.
That's funny.
So now it's even more easily accessible for all of us, you know.
Mm,
I
that's
think that was just
crazy.
her way of keeping us in the office, though.
Yeah, she's just like, "I need you guys to be more productive. I need you guys to smoke
Yeah,
at your
she just
desk."
didn't want us to be like taking too long on our breaks and stuff like
That's
that. Cause like
crazy,
actually
actually.
too, the smoke tent is so far, so it's like takes like 5 minutes just to get there.
And then you start your break, and then you walk 5 minutes back, so it's like a 20-minute, 25-minute break.
The way I just whacked it on camera, I'm so sorry.
It's not illegal, pretty sure.
It's not. I'm 25, so don't be influenced by
Damn,
me. Please never do this. I didn't even start vaping until I was like 20, 21, just about. So it's been 4 years of an ugly habit that I'm desperately in need of quitting. Do not ever
that's so
smoke.
funny.
It's
That
not
reminds
cool.
me,
Like,
yeah. I remember when I was, like, smoking a lot of and I forgot well, I was spending so much money, and I think I was only working at Taco Bell, so I wasn't making a lot of money. Like, all my money was going to, like, my car bill and so I was just like, "I should try save money. I should try buy a mod." And so I went and I spent, like, maybe $200 on, like, a nice vape, and then I bought, like, CBD oil because I was just like, "CBD is right? Like, this'll be great. Like, I'll quit smoking, and I'll just, like, smoke this, and then I'll save so much money because this will last longer." I hated it. Like, I vaped for, like, maybe a week, and then I was just like, "Yeah, this isn't it." Like and I feel like for a lot of people who are addicted to smoking, it's, like, the action of, like, putting it to your mouth, like, inhaling, breathing out the smoke, and I guess that just wasn't the thing that I liked about smoking. I think I actually liked it to get high, and that's why it just didn't work for me, but Yeah, even like smoking, when I quit smoking recently, I was surprised at how easy it was for me because I was expecting me to like be with like withdraw from it and like have like, I don't know, like really need to like smoke and whatever, but it honestly wasn't that bad. So I don't know, maybe I just don't have that kink in my brain that's like thinks smoking is awesome or whatever.
Yeah. I wish I could get rid of that too. Like that feeling where it's just like I need it, you know, like
Yeah,
I mean it seems like it's an enjoyable thing, but then like realistically, I feel like it's not. Um especially with like nicotine and stuff like that, I think people think it like reduces their stress after they smoke. It doesn't.
and
It
really,
doesn't. Yeah. And then actually studies show, I forget what I was looking at, but something said that it actually increases the feeling of stress when you smoke nicotine, which
I
it
think I've
doesn't
seen that
feel
ad
like
on
that.
TikTok.
I think it might be a mental thing, but I
Mm,
think because everybody's under the assumption that it does, that you think like, oh,
mm.
you need a hit, like you need to smoke
Yeah, it's
after.
like a
Yeah,
placebo.
yeah, no. Apparently it doesn't, but it feels like it does.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think it's like
Mm,
just that feeling that your body gets like when you whack it and it feels like
yeah,
but I think it like longevity wise it probably makes you more stressed and then makes
maybe,
you think
yeah.
you need it more.
Yeah, it's very addictive, and I'm just glad I was able to kick my addiction or yeah, because I'm pretty sure I was addicted to smoking, but not anymore.
Yeah. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I will be trying to after I finish this vape, but we'll see.
We'll
I might
see.
relapse. Every
I'm
other
done.
week I won't be smoking.
Yeah, that's better than just continuously doing it forever.
Yeah. I try to convince myself too, like when I first wake up, okay, you don't need to. You don't need to. And I'll get through like 30 minutes without it and then I hit it.
That's me with my phone. Like I'll wake up in the morning and then like I know it's not good to just go straight onto your phone as soon as you wake up. But I'll wake up and like I'll still have my eyes closed and I'll be like, okay, I'll just like rest my eyes. I'll just like wake up, get ready, and then I'll grab my phone afterwards. But no, that never happens. Like I'll literally wake up, grab my phone, take it off the charger, go on TikTok for 2 hours, and then I'll get up and get ready for my day. But
Yeah.
so awful. I need to
Because
stop doing that.
apparently, like, well, I get it. I mean, it's not apparently, it's probably true. But like, going on your phone first thing in the morning and then seeing something you didn't want to see will just
Mm,
completely ruin the entire day. So there was a
yeah.
point where I was thinking about like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that, which I don't because as soon as I wake up, I'm already like, okay, I have to get ready in like 5 minutes or I'm late. you
Yeah.
know, um, yeah. So I don't really do that. But then once I get to my desk and I have like a little bit of free time before I start, then I'm scrolling on my phone.
Mm. Yeah, like it's so bad. It's how I start my morning. And I'll actually wake up. I have to like set my alarm like an hour before I have to leave for work so that I have time to like wake up. And I never spend that time when my alarm goes off, like actually getting up and getting ready. I spend like 45 minutes actually trying to like, first of all, wake up with like actually opening my eyes. And then I'll spend like, like 10 minutes on my phone. And then the last 5 minutes, I'm rushing to get ready and out the door. So like
Yeah,
literally zero time is for my brain and to like chill and wake up. It's actually just wake up, get on my phone, get that dopamine hit, and then I'm out.
yeah, yeah. I feel like it's so funny too, though, because the point of us having social media is for us to open it and watch something funny and laugh.
Yes.
That's the
Never
reason I
open
have
up Twitter in
TikTok.
the beginning. Like Twitter is never the right way to start your day. Like I always
Because
ruin my
yeah,
fucking mood on
you'll
Twitter.
either see something like completely sickening,
Yeah.
something very disturbing,
Yeah. Or something that'll make you mad.
yeah, either or, and then occasionally find like something funny on the feed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the For You page is usually pretty funny, but for some reason my following page is just like very
yeah,
political,
like that
very like
feed that gives you like the suggestions of things to see, and then I'm like, oh my
yeah.
god, you see like the worst thing ever, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because and like a lot of the people I follow, they'll interact with like posts about like homophobia or like misogyny, racism, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I know I followed you guys because I like agree with you guys, but I don't want to see this first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Especially like I mean I like Twitter for being open to content, you know, like bad
Hmm.
things and stuff like that, or things that shouldn't be on other social medias. However,
Yeah.
some of the stuff on there is like so sad and so gross, you know, like
Yep.
when you see like the violent posts is
Hmm.
I can't, like that makes me mad and sad, you know? I
Yeah.
can't.
Because it just makes me feel like, oh wow, the world is not progressing. Like we're not going into like a better place for society. Like everyone, like there's just so much hate still.
I can't describe it, but I saw something about how I think it's like astrology type, or it's I don't know, it's like some sort of theory about how we're just not in the place we're supposed to be. I have to look this up because the way I'm explaining it will not make sense until I like can
Mm,
actually name the theory. But
yeah.
I saw something where like we are supposed to be in a certain era. I think it's like the
Aquarius, the age of
no, so
Aquarius.
it's not
Oh no.
necessarily like the actual like zodiac sign things, but it's
Oh,
there's like a circle and it has like layers of where we're supposed to be at in time, and we are in like literally the starting point of that thing. So we're like not advanced at all. We're like in a place where I think like previous generations like the Mayans and other types of civilizations were close to where we're supposed to be, which is like the outer layers of like knowledge, and I don't know how to
okay.
explain it, but
I
we're
think I
like
kind of know what you're talking
that.
about.
Yeah, I have to look it up. It's so crazy, but I saw like a video about that, how they were close, then they got, you know, wiped out. They're not here anymore.
Mm,
And we're just so far from anything that it's just like our
yeah,
generation's gonna be beyond saving. And then the next one, after we get wiped out, the next one's gonna be a little bit better, you know?
that's
That's why
good
I'm just
though.
like, why am I born now? Like, why am I
Yeah,
here
so
right
true.
now? Hopefully I
Like
do
you
get
would,
reincarnated.
right? Like you would think, like with all the technology and the way like the whole world is connected, that we would be a lot more like understanding of each other and all the differences. But I feel like there's something about the way everyone grows up and the way like we're taught about the world that just separates us, and um we just all see everything, like we see other people that are different from us as other and like separate from us, but we're all actually like human beings on this planet. And I think I know what you mean with like how the civilizations like usually there's a like the technological advancements from like the last decade to now, like where we're at now, we should be like boosting forward into like the further like more advanced society as a species, but we're not. And there's something keeping us in this stuck place where we're just fighting each other.
We're literally just like our I already know it, like this whole entire generation right now is doomed. Every generation with its doomed, and we're gonna get wiped out, you know.
Mm.
It's fine. I'll be
It's
probably gone by
whatever.
then, but you know,
Yeah.
like
Well, I thought you were talking about how we're America, well, actually, the world is entering the age of Aquarius, and how America is entering its Pluto return, which is supposed to be like a big shift in like the way the country um, works and like how it's led. And I think it has reached a point. Like I saw this TikTok too, where it's talking about how we are in the revolution, the way, and it just doesn't feel like it because when history is like taught about revolutions, like the people who are in the time as it happened don't like know like they were in the revolution because it's all these little events that happen, and then historians will look back at it and be like, oh yeah, this period right here was the revolution,
yeah.
because people were protesting, people were activist, like people were doing like what is it, activisting, they were they were acting on things, and they were trying to get a change of the way the world works. And I feel like that's so true because right now, like every country has like the working class like really pissed at the leaders and whatever, and they're protesting. Like the one in Paris that's happening right now with like workers. what are those sanitation workers on strike, and they're not like taking out the trash, and so the streets of Paris is like disgusting. In Korea, the women are not having kids and they're not dating men because they don't really have as much human rights as women in Korea. And then there's America, where there's like so much shit going on at the same time. And I feel like we are living in the revolution. It just doesn't really feel like it because we're all so like everyone's living their own separate life, and so we
Yeah,
only
I
see
mean,
like
we're
a
all like
certain
caught
amount of
up on
things a
like
day.
other things, like not
Yeah,
actually. I know, like we're probably just not exposed to these things because they don't want us to panic and whatever. So it doesn't show up on my feed that often.
yeah,
Things like that actually matter.
yeah.
And it's so funny because we're like sitting here just scrolling, laughing at videos, making videos, doing things, and then
Mm,
all this other things are going on in the world that
yeah,
might just take us out soon.
yeah. And I feel like that is kind of a reason why it feels so hopeless, is because we're only exposed to a certain amount of things a day. And depending on how our algorithm works, like it only either shows us good things or it shows us bad things. And I
Yeah,
also feel like the general mainstream media, like news outlets, news channels, they don't want people to know that other people are fighting the same fight that we would possibly join if we had the
if we
proximity
were
to
aware
it
of
or
it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like they're contributing to like people not knowing what's going on around the world.
Yeah.
But social media, like TikTok and Twitter, they're really good at like putting the power of the media into like the people's hands. And so I feel like that's why they really hate those apps in particular,
Yeah, seriously, because they don't
because
want
it gives
us
citizens,
exposed. Yeah.
yeah, it gives us too much knowledge of like what's going on and how to like help or whatever. Um, yeah, but I think we're doomed too, because we
Yeah.
like we're polluting the planet. It's literally burning up. Animals are dying. Everyone has microplastics in their blood. We're
I
gone
hope I
for
get
sure.
reincarnated elsewhere one day
On a different planet, I would like to. Yeah,
in a
for
different
sure.
life, a lifetime away. Maybe not even a
Yeah,
lifetime away, a few lifetimes away when things are like much better than they
yeah. When
are.
we
Wake
restart it
me up in
again.
the next gen.
Yeah,
Wake me up when we are where we're supposed to be on that chart that I was talking about that I have no
wake
name
me
for.
up when we're back to being hunters and gatherers. Like I would rather live in that
Yeah.
era, when we're just making flames to cook everything, because I feel like times are simpler, you know?
Same. Sometimes I wish I was like raised the way that like my parents were raised or like my grandparents when I know times were hard back then, but I sometimes wish that like we didn't have like when like literally just getting married and starting a family was like the main goal in life and just living
Literally.
simply. That's
Yeah.
where I wish that I was like born. When all this stupid stuff didn't matter. I feel like I mean also relationship wise, I feel like I'm not really a great partner right now. Um, but I think it's just because of what we're like all exposed to.
Mm.
Uh, and that you see everybody breaking up. Like people are literally together.
So you completely froze. What's going on? Did her computer die? Hello? I'm gonna text her.
Yeah, my fucking power going out on my street right now.
Are you for real? Okay.
Yeah, like the power went out in my room.
Let
Like
me
that happens
just.
occasionally. So we're
And
back.
we're back. You guys
I
won't
had
know this.
I had to take it was like what an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. I don't know.
Yeah.
A good intermission because my freaking power went out. And I don't know why this always happens, but it's like particularly like this area that I live in. I mean it's a nice area, but for some reason, at least maybe once a month, once every other month, the power will go out on my street for some reason.
Shitty.
Yeah, so it went out. We had to take a break, which was good because as I was explaining to our good friend here on this side of me actually, um I needed a moment because I was dealing
Oh
with
yeah.
some dramas. But yeah, that's it. Like
She
I'm
needed a
not gonna
bit
go
of a
into
minute
like
to process some
details, but
things.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was like zoning out like that when he was telling us this grinder story. I'm over here like I didn't even realize that I was just like
He was
until like
absent.
midway through, like close to the end of the story, I was like, oh shit. Like
It's okay. I feel like that was a good break anyway, so
yeah, it was
I
done with
literally spent, like, the
today.
hour and a half just playing Call of Duty, um, and then scrolling through TikTok, so
Yeah.
as I always do.
And I spent that time dying in the heat because it was kind of hot. I didn't have power to turn on my fan.
Oh, awful. I love that about living in Waimea because
It's
it's
always
you don't need
chilly.
a AC. Yeah, just leave the window open, even on its hottest days, it's like, as long as you're under some shade, you're so good.
Yeah.
So, you know,
You know what's crazy
perks
though?
of
I can
living too.
definitely feel like the global warming because when I was young, Waimea used to be freeze arse, and it
Mm,
still is like at nighttime and stuff. But like
yeah,
during the day, like there was this one day that I was in Waimea. It wasn't like I was running because we had to drive there, like it was
uh-huh.
a long, long drive. And then like as soon as I got out the car, I was like, I mean, it was breezy, but it was like I was still hot.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I feel like I feel it too,
Yeah,
but it's still cold as hell. Like, in the morning, it's, like, 50 degrees, which
I'm
is, like,
sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
fucking freeze
Like
ass.
that's still the same. That feeling is still the same.
Yeah,
Like midday when the sun is beaming, oh, I can feel the heat. But when I was young and
mhm.
I'd be in my mail, oh my god, I was like
Just
freezing.
cold.
Like yeah.
Yeah, I love it, though. It's,
And
like, the
then
perfect tone.
maybe I have more body weight and like
Maybe there's just a little bit more to, like, keep me cold. I mean, keep me warm,
Mhm.
but I was still cold, so,
And
could
I'm
be the
still
global
drinking the
warming.
same coffee. I didn't even have it in the fridge. It was just sitting in this room. Still
Oh, me
cool
too.
though.
Yeah, there's still ice in it. I'm just about done with it, though. Anyways, back to our regularly
Uh,
scheduled programming.
Yeah, I have no idea what we left off talking about, but that's okay. I have
Yeah,
some really exciting news. Well, it's not news about me, but it's like news to my life. I
okay.
started watching The Good Doctor. It's so freaking good. And I'm sure you probably don't even know like what that show is, but like you know how
I heard
you
of
sent me a
it.
TikTok? Yeah. You sent me a TikTok about EMTs having like a crazy life and I agree with that. I 100% agree like just trying to figure out how to keep them alive on the way of getting them to the hospital.
Yeah.
But as I started watching the show, I was just like, "Oh my god, like EMTs too I've noticed like parts of the show it'll show them like doing things on the way in the ambulance and that's crazy too, but even like watching, so now that I've been watching the show, I know it's just a reality show, but I mean still, well, not, it's a scripted show, but
I was
it's
gonna say it's a reality show.
no, it's just based off of like things in real life is what I mean.
Mhm. Yeah.
um I'm sure it's not always like that, but just watching the way that the doctors talk in the show and like what they talk about and how intense it is during surgery, because like basically every single episode like things can go wrong during the surgery and stuff like that. It's
Uh-huh.
crazy, it's so crazy. And then watching them scramble, especially the episode that I was talking about where like literally a busload of people came in with multiple injuries, like it was crazy. It's a great show though, you have to start watching
Yeah.
it.
I feel like the things that EMTs have to see is just,
Mhm.
praying for y'all.
Yeah,
Even though I don't believe in God,
just like
but
doctors and it's crazy though, like I love seeing how there are some people in the show who just get so excited to have to do a surgery. I'm like, bro, I can't even look at that, like certain scenes in that show I'm just like, I need to like not look at this part, I'm just gonna like
yeah,
it's so
like,
gross,
is
it's
there gory stuff
unrealistic.
in it?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
certain parts of it.
I'm not super squeamish of, like, that kind of things, but yeah, I think I'd agree. Like, it's the sound too, like, the sound effects of, like, the wet organs sometimes, and they're, like, moving it, and just like,
And it's so
it's
real, like,
disgusting.
just
Yeah.
watching, like, cause the way that they, have the layout of it, it's like you can literally see the person, like, laying on the table, but they're, like,
Uh-huh.
open, like, the entire
Yeah.
body's open. I'm sure that's actually how it must be, but it's like, oh, like you literally open them up,
That's
then you sew
yeah.
them back
That's
together.
pretty
Like,
fucking crazy that
yeah,
we've gotten to like a point in medical advancements where they can have a person with like their guts is like outside of their body and then doing a surgery and then they just put it back in there and then the
mhm.
person wakes up and then they start walking around again.
God,
That's
it's
insane.
crazy. No, and it's so funny because you know how in your day to day life you just don't think like you could get injured severely like that. Watching that show has made me realize that like you could literally just be doing nothing and something insane
Haven't you
like
ever
that could
watched
happen.
A Thousand Ways to Die? That's when
Kind
I
of,
realized
yeah.
that like
I've seen some
freak
like
accidents just
skits. Yeah.
happen like that and it's scary. Like Final Destination and everything, like it's just
Oh,
giving me
Final
that
Destination.
paranoia
Oh, that
of
makes
like
me scared to like
anything.
walk through a store and think like the shelves are gonna collapse on me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
spooky. Or like, yeah.
Yeah. Not to give like any spoilers about the show, but yeah, there's like certain scenes like the very 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 beginning, like a kid gets injured because a sign falls in the airport or like cracks and like he gets cut
Mhm.
and whatever. Oh my god, it's like insane.
That's giving Final Destination right there.
Yeah. Or just like normal day-to-day people like in the show the doctor will be like he'll just notice like an employee working and he's like he's jaundiced, he's sick. Like, you know, and I'm like, "Oh my
Jaundice.
god." It's insane. But yeah, it's a good show. I really, really like it. I'm not gonna lie though, when I started watching it, have you seen like clips of it on TikTok and stuff?
I'm not sure if I even know which show it is
It's
exactly,
the one
but
with the guy
I've heard of it.
from he was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the little boy.
I was gonna ask, is it like the young doctor
He
who's
was
like the
also
main
on
character,
Bates
the good
Motel.
doctor?
Yeah, the young
Yeah, that's
doctor.
the one I was thinking. I was thinking of Bates Motel.
Yes. Oh my god, yeah. So it's like okay, so when I saw clips, I only started watching it because like it's like showing up on my algorithm. I watch a
Mhm.
lot of shows on TikTok, but decided to like actually fully start the series. But when I would see like clips on TikTok, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he had like superpowers, like because
Like you
I don't
didn't
know if you've
understand the
ever
premise of
seen.
the show.
Yeah, like I don't know if you've ever seen it, but like in the clips, like it would show like him like visually, like it'll pull up the like anything that could go wrong is just like visibly floating around him and it'll show like
Mhm.
images just flashing through and so I was thinking like oh my god he has like superpowers like he can
Yeah.
visually like scan somebody's body and like instantly tell what's wrong with it but like no
Oh,
that's like 100% not the plot line at all like
yeah.
he
That's just
has
like
like
his it's just visualizing how he processes
yeah how he
information.
processes it and like it's just he has autism and like he's
Mm.
just very advanced you know how they just get they can be very talented in certain areas of their life because they're like
Yeah,
focused on it.
yeah.
That's just what it was.
Have you ever watched Alphas
Mm-mm.
or heard of the show? That reminds me of, the show Alphas because that show is about, like, people with superpowers or, like, superhuman abilities, and one of the characters is autistic, and, like, his character can see electromagnetic, fields, and
Currents
so he can,
stuff.
like,
Yeah.
see, like, people's electronics, like, where their phones are connected to. He can see, um, like, power lines, and, like, he can see what, like I don't know, it's really confusing, like, I don't know how I'm saying it, but he can control things too with his mind, like, he can control, like, the stoplight, and when it's gonna turn on, he can, like, see, um, security cameras in his mind, like, what the security cameras see, and he can, like, see basically the whole grid of, like, a city in his mind and, like, see how everything is connected electronically and stuff. It reminds
That's
me of that.
crazy.
That show got canceled, though, I'm pretty sure, which is sad. But
But
also, it was
is it
probably because
still like
like huh?
watchable?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can watch it somewhere. I'm sure it probably got canceled because of that character who's supposed to be autistic. Because like I'm sure the actor isn't autistic, but the way they like made him like super, um,
Oh,
like it was very stereotypical kind of
yeah.
like people who don't really understand what autism is. But it was pretty good. I liked the plot of the show. It was interesting.
Yeah.
And his character was cool too, the guy with autism, but I feel like it was not looking back at it, I'm like, I'm sure this is offensive and like not an
Yeah.
accurate description of how people with
I'm sure
autism
like
are.
no matter how you play it cuz I feel like in The Good Doctor he's like a super good actor to
Yeah.
play the part. But I'm sure some people that are on the spectrum would think that he's not doing it right, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Have you ever considered like what if you have autism or if you're like on the spectrum?
yes, I
Yeah.
have. I've taken, like, a test or
I
2,
want to.
but I don't wanna get diagnosed, and I feel like this is, um I don't know, I feel like everyone wants to, like, be diagnosed with it, which is good to, like, know, but I
Yeah.
don't, only because I learned that other countries will, like, discriminate against you if you wanna move to another country, like, if they know that you have, like, a disability, which I think autism is considered a disability,
Yes.
you won't be able to go there, like, you won't be able to live there. Like, in Japan, I
Uh,
think, is one of those too, where it's like, you can't get a citizenship if you're diagnosed with autism and, like, you have it on your records. So I'm just like, I don't want it to, like, limit me going
yeah.
to other places, but I feel like that's just it's wrong to do that, but also, like, it's the way it
Yes.
is. I don't really want to take the chances of, like,
Well,
being
yeah, I mean,
officially
I don't really
diagnosed.
want to either, but I'm just like I sometimes
I
I
wanna
feel like there's
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy because too I feel like the more like like we were saying advanced that you get with like medicine and things like that. I feel like it's so much more frequent now that people know that they have it, you know.
Yeah.
And then seeing people advocate for it too on online and then talking about like the fact that they have like mild symptoms of it and they are, you know, on the spectrum and whatnot. It's kind of interesting because I feel like back when we were probably born, I don't think it was like as common, not just with
Mm.
autism, like just other mental
Mental
disabilities and
health
things like that. Yeah,
awareness. Yeah.
certain things I feel like we were never tested for because it wasn't too important to know at the time,
Yeah.
or like maybe it was, but it just wasn't like something we knew a lot about. But yeah, I'm just interested to know like kind of what's wrong with me. I feel like there are certain things too.
I'm dead. Well,
Yeah.
also, um, I feel like this whole, like, thing of being neurodivergent is kind of a social construct along with, like, gender and sexuality, and I'm sure there's, like, other people who think this way and, like, they can put it into better words, but I feel like because of, like, the way our society works, like, there's such a box to be fit in that if you simply just, like, don't fit in that box, then you're considered neurodivergent, autistic, or mentally, like, ill or something, but I feel like it's only because of the way we're expected to act that we're able to label it as, like, something that's not just normal, you know?
Mhm.
Um, so just, like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like if we because back then, people were so, like, adamant on fitting into that box and being normal and whatever, but now it's more accepted to just, like, be yourself and not think that, like, the way your mind works is some kind of thing that's wrong or whatever. It's just how you
Yeah.
are,
I mean,
and I feel like
it
we
is normal. I don't see that
yeah,
like I don't I mean more especially nowadays, I feel like it is normal to it's just a name for the way that you think, you know,
yeah,
or the way that you do things, but it's normal. I don't see any issue with meeting somebody and knowing that they have a title for the way that they think or do things, you know. I don't
mhm,
think it's weird. Like it is what it is, you know. I'm
yeah.
just curious to know
It's
if
just
like
that, like
there's a name for the way that
yeah,
I would do things, you know. Yeah.
true. But I think that way about everything, like, literally everything, like, a language too, I'm just like, language is literally made up, and it's something that
It
we've
is.
all just learned about growing up, and so now it's kind of programmed into us, and I feel like literally everything around us is just like a program, and so when we kind of drift off of that programming and, like, start doing things differently, then we have to come up with, like, a word or a name for it, and I feel like this way of thinking is also, like, how very, like, conservative people think when they're just like,
Mhm.
"Well, you're drifting off from the difference, so that's why we're calling you something different. We need a word for you just because you're not being like the rest of us." And I feel like that's a little problematic to think that way, but I honestly feel like it's true. Like, everything is just made up, and so we made, like,
Yeah.
this normal lifestyle, but when people start to, like, question it and, like, actually stop just fitting in that normalcy, then that's when they get called, like,
Yeah.
different or whatever. And yeah, so I feel like that's a bit of a sketch, like a slippery slope of a mindset to have, but that's just the way I think. Like everything is made up, and I feel like
It is, but
then
I
like
feel like
yeah,
I only would want to know, and I think other people would want to know, like, just because that I feel like it would be able to word better or make you understand better why you do certain
mm,
things. That's the only reason I'd want to know.
yeah.
Yeah, like but I wouldn't really want to be like diagnosed either. I just want to know if
Am
I
I?
could understand why I do
Yeah,
things, if I could
yeah.
understand it. And I
I've
think
also been
it's good that I'm not saying like, I mean, it's not good to be called anything, at least not like
yeah,
a derogatory term, but um
hmm
it's good that we have like words to
yeah,
differentiate because
yeah.
it
I
make
think
then it'll
sometimes the
make
labels are
sense.
good. Yeah,
Yeah,
because then it's like more of an affirming, like it's just
yeah,
to affirm like your feelings and thoughts are like real, and like
yeah,
if you have that word to describe, and then other people like will see that like description and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand you. Then
yeah,
in that case, yeah, I totally get it, and
yeah.
it's good.
But on that subject of like languages being made up, I always think about that too. I'm just like, bro, there was this like one day where somebody decided to call something a name, and then it just became
Yeah,
frequented. Like, who I want to know, like, who originated like English,
for
uh,
real.
because like I don't know. I mean, I think picking a name for something is probably simple. Like, you're just gonna call it what it is. But like, how did you literally make up a sentence to? I don't know. It's so interesting to me. I always think about that. I'm like,
Right.
how I get it because you need to. I'm glad that we have languages, then we all can communicate with each other. But like, that's so
Mhm.
insane to me that somebody really
Yeah.
sat. I'm sure he didn't do it by themselves, but like, it's
I
crazy.
always thinking about I always think about how people from different places, their language like evolved, because it's like you listen to somebody speak Thai and then you listen to somebody speak German and
Yeah,
those do not fucking sound alike at all. And it's just like I don't know, it's just so crazy how they developed one word for this one object, but it just sounds so completely
and
different
a
in
way
another
of how
place.
they spoke, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. I'm not. Oh yeah, I don't want anybody to take this like the wrong way, but the way Thai people talk, the accent is so strong.
Mm,
And like it is completely different than German. Like hearing somebody speak
yeah.
German or even like British people, the way that they speak, like
Yeah.
the way that they develop to make sounds, even for us, like to us this is completely normal. To us this is like how we imagine like the
People speak.
perfect, yes, type
Yeah.
of speech, because this is like all we really know. But
Mhm.
it's so crazy just like listening to people from other places speak.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, it's crazy. And I love like when I hear like my friends that can actually speak other languages. Like the other day my coworker started speaking Chinese to her, I guess her dad or somebody called, and she speaks
Mhm.
Chinese. I was just like, let me pause this.
Yeah.
Like it's so
Let me just
interesting.
indulge in this because this is super cool. I
I'm not
totally get
hating
that.
on it. It's
Yeah.
100% like so cool to like listen to it.
Yeah.
It's so insane thinking
We're
that
like the opposite of the fucking bigots who are like, speak English. This is America. I'm just like, no,
yeah.
I want to hear
No,
you
I'm
speak a
like I
different
want to hear
language
you.
because that's cool. It sounds so interesting to hear another person speak a different language.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Or
I want to learn.
I had a friend in middle school. I mean, she's still my friend to this day, but she doesn't live here anymore. Um, she would speak Korean, and every time she would get a call from like one of her, like her mom or her dad, I'm like,
Yeah.
so cool.
Let me be nosy real quick.
Yeah. Or even listening to my boyfriend talk to his mom them or his dad them in Ilocano, I'm
Mm,
just like, wow. Must be
yeah.
nice being able to do something like that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's cool. I wish I spoke a different language. I was this close to being fluent in Hawaiian, but then I decided, well, the school that I went to only went up to fifth grade. So I had to go to an English speaking school ever since sixth grade. And yeah, I just totally forgot the language. But I
Yeah.
could have been fluent in another language if I had just kept going to Hawaiian immersion. But
What school did you go
um,
to for elementary?
um It was a Hawaiian one. It was
I've
called
probably never heard of it, but I'm interested.
Kulakayapuni. Yeah.
Is that in Waimea?
It was in Waimea. I don't even think they exist anymore because I
Oh,
think like my class was like one of the last ones because I guess there was like a shortage of teachers or maybe funding or something. But there's still a Hawaiian immersion preschool in Waimea, so that's good. And then if they want to go to a Hawaiian speaking intermediate or high school, they have to go to, I think there's one in Waimea called Kanu Kaina, and then the closest one after that is in Kona. And then you got
because
to go
yeah,
through
I
the
think
like,
I know somebody through one of my other friends, and I think they went to one of the Hawaiian immersion schools, but they also lived in Waimea as well. So I'm
mm.
not sure,
They probably
but
went to the one in Waimea or the one in Kona because
yeah,
those two are the most popular for kids to go to on
it's
this
kind of
side.
sad too because I feel like it's dying out very quickly.
Yeah. I feel like I felt like that a little bit ago, but then I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot more like activism going around for learning Hawaiian, and a lot more natives are like being motivated to learn Hawaiian. And now that there's like
Yeah, I
TikTok
hope
is so big, I
so.
see like people teaching it and stuff. And I even see like kids who I played volleyball with who went to a different school. I keep spitting on this episode, but I've seen their
At
TikToks
least
and
it's
like
not visible.
okay, good. They're like educating people on like Hawaiian culture and then like the land and stuff. So I think I'd say that it might be pretty strong going still. And also there's like I feel like the Hawaiian that I grew up learning wasn't like the original Hawaiian language because there's like one that they speak on the island of Niihau that's like much older than the one that everyone else uses. And that one actually uses the letter T, which like if you don't know, um, most like people who know about the Hawaiian language know that there is no T in it, but in the old Hawaiian language there was a T. So yeah, I feel like as long it's still being preserved, especially on that island, and I feel like more people are just like being educated about it, which is good. I hope it
Yeah,
stays like more. I just hope it gains more popularity and that people start learning it because it needs to stay alive, and I'm sure it will. But
it definitely does.
yeah,
Even like for me, not obviously I don't have ancestors that are from Hawaii, like I think all of actually I might though because my grandma took an ancestry test and we
hmm
have some sort of Polynesian, but we don't know like
ooh,
what
yeah,
exactly it is. I think she has to take like one of the other ones because I
mm.
forget. I think my auntie said it was either ancestry or something like that that my grandparents took like a obviously my grandpa's fully Japanese. He took it for
Where
no
are you
reason.
from? Yeah,
He took it for no reason, but my grandma took it, and then there's like a small percentage of something, but we don't know exactly what it is. Um, so yeah, but technically, as far as I've been like
you're
raised,
like 0.05% Samoan.
yeah, no, honestly, we might be though because if you look at like, so my grandma, if you met her when she was like a little bit younger, she's Filipino, but then you can see she has some sort of like she has certain features and especially from her
Yeah.
mother. Her
She
mother
kinda
looks
gives
like
milk.
yeah. Well, my grandma like she came so light within the last few years. Like she's almost as pale as me now. But like growing
Really?
up, she had like tanner skin. Like she seems like a very local lady. She also taught hula for the longest time, like while
Mhm.
we were growing up and stuff. So, but like as far as we knew, we weren't like we didn't have any Hawaiian blood or anything like that. But it's magical, like definitely growing up in Hawaii and like being
Yeah.
around the culture. Because even though I think this is the only way that it makes sense for people to not be Hawaiian and like live here and really appreciate it is if you like grow up here, if your
Yeah.
family's been here for so long and you just grow up here. I'm not saying it's okay because I'm not like, but
Mm.
that's just how it used to be back in the day. Like so many people came from so many different places and that's why we are
Yeah.
like a mixed plate over here in Hawaii,
Yeah,
but
very much.
it's it's so like such a good feeling, especially like if you watch like Mary Monarch and stuff. Every time that season comes on, it feels like it's
Yeah,
enchanting watching the performances.
right? It
Yeah.
honestly just, like I feel like even if you're not Hawaiian and you grew up in Hawaii and then events like Mary Monarch come around, it just
You
makes
have
you,
so
like,
much
proud to
pride.
be from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that because I totally get it.
Yeah. Actually, one of my uncles, his halau used to perform in Mary Monarch prior to a few
Ooh.
years ago. his
Really?
halal I think is halal na pua o uluhay malama, something like that, something
Okay.
long like that. But he used to be in it, and I checked, but he's not in any of the ones from this past year, um, as a competitor. But I think his halal was like, what is it called? You know, like the opening, like before they actually start the competitions, they have like certain entertainment and stuff like that. Like they do
I'm not
that
sure.
now, but they're
Honestly,
not.
I've never watched
Me
Mary
either. I
Monarch
don't watch
before.
like I only watch like the actual like
The highlights.
competitions. Yeah,
Yeah.
like when I see it. But his halal used to compete, but then he also got sick. So yeah, but I
Oh.
love him. You would love him too. He's part of the LGBTQ community, and he
Yes.
always
Not
was. Yeah.
surprised.
But yeah,
Um,
he's a kumu. So I love watching them perform too. But my grandma, she was always more so just a teacher for like, local parties and things like that.
yeah.
But we used
Just
to
like
have a
small.
hoike every summer. So
Hmm.
all her classes would perform. So it'd be like the babies because we had like
Yeah.
little
That's
3 to 5 year olds.
cool.
Yeah. And then we had like elementary girls. Then we had the intermediate to high school age range, and then we had adults. So like the older ladies would perform too.
Mm.
So it used to be so much fun back then, and I did
Yeah.
feel like very prideful that my grandma used to teach hula and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just funny
That's
just
cool as
knowing that we
hell.
were never um actually, as far as we knew, like not part of it. But I'm proud that like she did that, and I got to learn about the culture
Yeah.
because of that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It is cool. And it's not like it's a closed practice. Anyone can dance hula and learn
Yeah,
hula.
I
But
think more people should be aware of it. I just think they just need to be
yeah,
more respectful of it instead of,
for sure.
yeah.
One of my coworkers actually just danced in this last Mary Monarch.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to Keahi. I didn't watch your performance, but I'm gonna YouTube it later on and watch you. But proud.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Um, yeah, and that's like the first person I ever knew about that actually danced in Mary Monarch.
Yeah.
So I feel like, oh my god, I have such proximity to someone who's famous
Yeah.
or whatever.
Actually a lot of our classmates I think were in Mary Monarch at some points. We have a few
Yeah,
classmates that are in it, so that's
I
cool.
wouldn't be surprised. I
Yeah.
feel like Calais probably. Calais, who was 1 year younger than us, she was probably in it at one point. Um,
I'm not sure if I would know. But yeah.
I don't know. She was friends with Bryson. That's why I actually knew her. But yeah,
I'm sure like we could like honestly I feel like a
we
lot
could
of
name a
people were
bunch
in
of
it.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, at
probably.
some point. But
Um
yeah, I feel like our time has come because yeah, I think combining both parts that we just filmed, we're at like an hour or something now.
yes, huh.
We did it. We did it.
We
Yeah,
did it.
yeah, we did it.
I just want to say sorry, and I feel like this episode may be a tad bit boring. I don't know.
Really? I feel like it
Don't
was good.
know. I don't remember what we were talking about though in the first
There's
one already.
definitely gonna be at one like that point where we have to take a break where we like shift um I feel like we shift conversation and maybe vibes completely, but that's okay.
Yeah, but thanks, guys. This was very fun. I always look forward to doing this every Wednesday,
Me
and
too.
yeah, that was
I feel
messed
like
up though. That my power went out.
that's fucked up. But I feel like we actually I don't know, I feel like we're getting better. So, you know what?
We are. It's like much more comfortable for us to actually be like talking on here.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like you guys still haven't seen like the real us, if that makes sense. Like we haven't
yeah,
gotten
because
that
like every time that
comfortable
we like
talking in front of the
FaceTime just
camera.
before this, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's like I can tell that there's like a shift. I mean,
Yeah.
I still feel like more comfortable with like
Yeah.
talking and stuff like while being recorded or whatever because I just feel like we're just having our normal conversations and that's why I look forward to it. But I can tell the difference. Like I still
Mhm.
know that I'm not.
It's
Yeah.
like when the teacher leaves the classroom for a second and then you and your friend just start fucking around and then like start laughing and then they walk
Like
back in the classroom and
literally.
you're like, oh. And then like you sit up straight, you start
Yeah.
like faking like you're paying attention. But
Yeah. Like.
for real, that's
Yeah.
literally us. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. You guys better come back. you guys meeting our one loyal
Our
subscriber and
one,
watcher,
yeah.
Ashley, our friend.
And we have another one, but I'm not sure if they view our videos. Not sure,
Really?
but yeah.
Okay.
But
We'll see you
yes,
guys next
logo
week.
will be coming soon. A more
Yes,
official things will
logo,
be
and we
coming
keep forgetting to,
soon.
like, do the intro music with this because we have, like, music that we could play on here, but
Oh,
we
wait, should
keep
we just do like
forgetting.
a new intro?
Do you want
Do
to?
you wanna oh wait, should we let's try and make like a thumbnail.
I don't know how to add a thumbnail, though.
Do do.
Okay, like, cause like, on YouTube, when you try to upload it, like, it doesn't, like, let you choose, like, a timestamp that you wanna use as your thumbnail, so it's
No, you can upload one, that's why. So like let's try send me a screenshot or when you send me the video, I'll just take a screenshot. I want to try and see if I can
yeah,
like type on top of it. That's why then we can
okay, true. Like, make a proper thumbnail,
I'm gonna
but
hide the Dunkin' because it's not sponsored.
my empty ass cup.
Oh, it's so white and bright on my. Okay,
Is
one,
this a
two.
thumbnail? Okay, brah. But,
Okay.
yes, thank you for watching. We are out. See you guys next week.